Hello everybody. Now we've gone back into pretty much another lockdown here, so I thought I would find some bits and bobs around the house and do a little video for something called junk modelling nativity, so that you can make your own nativity scene from all the bits around your house that otherwise might get thrown away. It's a good opportunity for you to recycle some of your Christmas boxes or used up cardboard tubes or anything that you can find around the house, but make sure you get permission from a grown-up before you use it. We don't want you cutting up anything you shouldn't be. Make sure as well, if you're using sharp scissors, that you get some help, and talk to a grown-up and get them to help you if you get stuck with things like the glue or lids or the glitter. I use glitter again, and sequins. They get everywhere. I get in trouble. So with that in mind, let's get on with some Christmassy craft, and I'd really love to see anything you make, and send some photos to the church email or send some pictures on the church WhatsApp. I'd really love to see them. It really blesses me when I see all the things you children make. I love it. Happy crafting! Here we go! In this video, I'm going to use another cardboard tube, and I'm going to make one of the shepherds. Now, the shepherds would have worn very plain clothes and very practical clothes so that they could climb and walk all over the hills and the valleys and all sorts of terrain, and also chase after any sheep that decided to go on a little wander. So we're going to make sure that our shepherd has a nice outfit ready for doing his work, but also for going to the stables. So the first thing I'm going to do is give him a face. So you can choose any skin colour you like. And I'm just going to colour the top sort of third of the tube. So I'm going to colour all that in. There we are. Now, going to get some googly eyes. I can't resist googly eyes, so I'm going to put those at the side here so that they're all ready when the time comes. But first, I'm going to get some of my colourful wool. I've got some nice brown coloured wool. I'm just going to chop some little bits up. Some of it I used for Mary's hair, so I'm using the bits from her haircut. And I'm going to get this ready because I would like this shepherd, eventually, to have a beard made out of wool. So, first things first, let's get the eyes on there. Okay, the next job, I'm going to use this old scrap of fabric just to give him a little bit of hair that will peek out from around his clothes, a bit like I did in the video with Mary. I did her hair and then I sort of arranged things around it. Now I've got this scrap, so I'm going to kind of tuck it in place, and I've got some more fabric ready to make his clothes. Oh, do you know, I like this bit of fabric even more. Ah, that's much better, yeah. Right, bit of glue on there then, and we will stick the hair on. Yeah, poor shepherd now has to have a lockdown haircut. There we go. Just even it up a little bit. Some of this will be covered by his outfit eventually. We just want to sort of make sure that you can see the hair. Do you know, I really must sharpen my scissors, look. They don't want to cut this at all. It is very thick fabric. There we go, sorted. Very nice. Oh, got a bit there that just needs a bit extra. There we go, tidy it up. There we are. Right. So now he's got a hairdo. Nice little lockdown haircut there. Right. So the time has come to dress him up. So I've got a scrap of some nice fleecy fabric here. And do you know what? There's a little bit of a raggedy edge, but I think I'm going to keep that. Because a shepherd would have been a very poor man and would have worn whatever he could find and would have to have made it last. So I think some of his clothes would have been a little bit raggedy. Kind of using whatever he could find like we are today. There we are. Now, these are the underneath bits of clothes because I'm going to use a different piece of fabric to make him like a, oh, I don't know what you would call it, kind of like a tunic with a covering for his head, because at night looking after the sheep it would have been very cold. So let's finish his face like that with my black pen. There we go, very happy, on his way to the stable. And I'm going to put glue all over his face. Right over the smile I've just done, and I'm going to stick the little bits of wool on before I use the fabric to make his outfit. There we go, look at that. That is a quality beard. Sometimes it can take a bit of encouragement to get the beard to stay in the right place. You might need to give his beard a bit of a lockdown haircut as well. There we go. Oh, that does look good. Oh dear, no, best not try that. Experimenting is fine. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's good for you to see that I make mistakes too. Right, now I've got this big piece of fabric here, and I'm going to make him like a big tunic with it. So they wouldn't have had trousers because they didn't have any sewing machines. Trousers would have had to have been stitched by hand. That would have taken far too long and been probably quite expensive. With something like this, you could wrap it round yourself. And looking after those sheep at night under the stars with no central heating and no gloves and hat and scarf, it would have been a bit chilly, especially in the winter in December when Jesus was born. So I'm going to make him a nice covering for his head. And like we've talked about in other videos, the days would have been quite hot, so it also protects him from the sun. I'm going to use some of this now. When I was growing up, if you were a shepherd in the school nativity play, you couldn't go, when I was young, a long time ago, you couldn't go to a shop and buy a costume. You would have to sort of make a costume. And if you were a shepherd, your mum or your dad or whoever your grown-up was would put a tea towel on your head and tie a bit of string around it. So that's kind of what I've done here, is put a head covering on and held it in place with a bit of coloured tape. Reminds me of growing up, my school nativity plays. Right, now I'm going to give him his sort of wrap or tunic. I'm not quite sure what they called their clothes. I'm sure they probably had a special name for it. Maybe if you're a grown-up watching and you know, you can pop it in the comments. There we go. Oh, that is going to be toasty warm out on that hillside. There we go. And just do what I'm doing, fiddling around a bit. Now, I found a bit of string, so this is going to be like the tie that he uses to keep his clothes close to him, keep them nice and warm. So I'm just going to tie that there, and that will keep him nice and toasty walking about on the hillside. There we go. I like that. Excellent. Do you know what? He is looking very shepherd-like, isn't he? That is awesome. Right. A little bit of sticky tape because we've got some bits trying to escape up here. Sometimes we just have to cover things in tape and hope for the best. There we go. Right, scissors. I need to trim the bottom of this. We don't want him tripping up on that hillside on the way to the stables now, do we? Oh, goodness. My scissors do not want to cut fabric today. There we go. Now you can make him a little cotton wool sheep if you like, or use a scrap of fabric to make a little sheep. After all, they did take a lamb to the baby Jesus as a gift. Make sure we're all stuck down. Everything, dear, what a mess. I'm not a very tidy creator, am I? There we go, there's our shepherd, all ready for his journey to the stable. Wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed the craft and have lots of ideas for what you can add. God bless you all.